Hey YouTube, my name is Sherelle. I am new to YouTube. I've never really recorded a video to post on YouTube. Um, I decided to start a video log just to track my journey. A little bit of background about me: I am currently a teacher. But I am transitioning from being a teacher into going into the medical field as a nurse. So, some background, a little bit of background about me and my personal life. I am married. I've been married for 10 years. My husband, I have a daughter. She just turned 9. I do have a music education degree. So I did go to a 4-year college. I did earn a bachelor's degree in music education, and that's currently my profession. I am a middle school band director. I teach grades 5 through 8, and I've been doing that for about 3.5 years because I graduated in 2016. In January of 2017, soon after I graduated, I got a job teaching. So I've taught 3 full years, and then from January to June that first year, that was like a half a semester. So I taught 3 full years and one half semester. So in June of this year, 2020, that'll be the 3.5 year mark. I decided to transition from teaching to nursing. I'll do like a whole other video as to kind of sort of why I did that, because I'm pretty sure people have questions about that. And that's like a whole different topic in itself. So I'll do like a separate video on that topic. But currently, I am in the process of getting out of like a career job. I am like teachers where I'm at, we are salaried. So it's kind of like a scary journey for me because I do have a certain level of job security now that once I do transition out, I won't have. And like I'm trying to do kind of maneuver in a way that it'll still allow me to, pay the bills, me and my husband, and, keep financially above water, as to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I did decide to do like I'm going to school. I'm starting my a CNA course in about a week. So I'll make sure that I put videos as to what was happening throughout that process. It's like a 7 or 8 week course. So I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll track that part of the journey. So I am going to do CNA so that once I do get into an RN program in the fall, um, I'll have some type of income. But I did do all the prereqs. Okay, so as a nurse, you got to have, in order to get into the RN portion of it, where you actually go into the hospital and you actually do clinicals, you have to do prerequisites, and that's like the general ed courses and all of your sciences, like your AMPs and micro and like psychology and statistics. All of those prerequisites I've taken. So let's kind of like, go back a little bit. I do have, like I said, I have a bachelor's degree in education. Um, a little bit of why I'm transitioning without going too deep into it. I can remember when I was in middle school, like I thought that teaching was something that I really and truly wanted to do. And once you're a teacher, you're always a teacher. So my reason as to why I'm not teaching is not more so that I don't like the idea of teaching, like actually getting in front of the students and helping them learn something new musically and helping them develop as young musicians. That's not the reason why I'm deciding to transition. I'm deciding to transition more so because of the profession, like not the actual art of teaching, but the profession of being a teacher, if that kind of sort of makes sense. Um, but like I was saying, when I was in middle school, I really wanted to be a teacher. I had like a really great band teacher that kind of pushed us, and he was just awesome. And that was kind of like the reason why I wanted to go into being a teacher, because what he inspired in me then. So I fast forward, I get into college. It's like my sophomore year. I have a friend, my best friend, she's an RN and she has her BSN, and she was at a different university at the time that I was in college. And I can remember when she got her scrubs for upper division and she was getting all her supplies and stuff like that. And I can remember when she first got accepted into it, how excited she was. And then I was just as excited. But then, like, the more she talked about, once she got into the program, the more she talked about all the stuff that she was going through and all the interesting stuff she got to see, like, I was drawn towards that. Like, I was more drawn towards that as opposed to what I was currently doing. And it kind of like made me double think a little bit. And it kind of sparked like a little light in me about nursing. And then I was serious about it at the time. I was like, oh, dog, maybe I want to look at nursing. But I had a professor who I talked to about it, and she's like a wonderful person. We kind of still keep in touch. She's still like my friend on social media and stuff like that. And if ever I need like a recommendation stuff, I can always call on her. At the time, she sort of kind of taught me into staying my current course and like finishing that degree. So that's what I decided to do. But I did not put the idea of being a nurse at the back burner. Like, I just couldn't. Like, that one little idea that lingers in your head and you just can't get rid of it. And you thinking like, okay, well, maybe eventually it'll go away. Obviously it didn't. While I was in school, I could take the full course though, because if depending on how you are academically, they'll let you take like the maximum load. And I can't remember what our max was, but I know sometimes I was taking like 18 credit hours, and I would sneak in like little courses from what I knew nurses needed, because you can go pull up the plan of study for like the RN program there. And I would go in and get the little courses that I know that RNs needed, and I would add them to my schedule. And I did that until I graduated. And so I a lot of the prerequisites I need now, or I needed when I was doing my prerequisite for nursing, I had already had. So anyway, I ended up graduating with that degree, and I started teaching. And then it just never went away. Like, I was in the classroom. I was real motivated about it. I'm good at what I do as far as being a teacher. My first job, like, I was real motivated that first semester that I got out of college. But I have a family. Like I said, I've been married. I'm been married, 10 years, and we do have a 9-year-old. So when I saw a job opening come closer to home, I decided to take that job opening, and it was like a 30-minute drive from the house as opposed to me driving 55 minutes. So I took it. But I can remember like a board member coming to my room and, talking to me and asking me about my decision to switch. She was just trying to let me know like the principal really wanted me to stay. The parents really liked what I was doing for the kids, and the students are responding well, and they just didn't want to lose me as a teacher. But I had to do what was best for my family, so I decided to move closer, and I did. And at first, when I got to the new school, it was awesome. I had like a really great administrator on top of her game as far as providing us professional development. The discipline level was really, really, the discipline problems were really low. And I had we had a lot of support, like the teachers and the rest of the staff. We did. And it was a lot of stuff that was done just to show us that we were appreciated. And it was just like a really, really good environment. Like, I just thought like I was going to stay there for forever. But at the end of that school year, I was hard-headed in college, and I didn't go ahead and take my practice exam. That's the exam that the teachers have to have in order to get their like long-term license. You get like a first initial license that lasts you 3 years, and then you get like you take the exam, and then you get a 5-year license. But I was kind of hard-headed. I didn't listen to my advisor in college, because once you're in college, that the information is fresh in your head, so you should just go ahead and take whatever exams you need to take. I did. And I was told once I got hired that half a semester that I graduated, that will not count towards the 2 years that you have to pass that exam. But by the end of my first year in April, mind you, the school year ends in June. In April, the lady over licensure contacted me and said, hey, you need to take your exam or else you're going to get terminated. What? Terminated? And this is April, and you just now deciding to tell me, hey, that first semester that you worked, technically speaking, like the time that you signed your contract, that counts as a full year. So you're on year 2 of the 2 years that you have, and you decided to tell me this in April. So that kind of like gave me a bad taste, which it was my procrastination that did it. But then again, I looking back, I kind of think my procrastination was the fact that I had a desire to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Like I pushed that off. And I can remember when she first told me that, I was just like, okay, why wait so long to tell me? But then the initial emotion when she told me that I would be terminated if I didn't pass the exam was not like complete devastation. It was not. It was like, okay, so now I really have a reason to go back to school to do nursing. I mean, they're not gonna let me teach, and then the reason why it was so like the reason why I had that mindset is because my test is not offered continuously. Like you can't just sign up for the test and take it whenever. It's certain testing windows, and the time that she told me the testing window was like the following week. And I mean, like, I was a teacher, I only got paid once a month, so my budget was really, really tight. So if I had to come out of pocket like an extra $150, it may not sound like a lot to some, but to me, that was like something I would have had to think about. That I would have had to think that, okay, it's coming out of this next check. So when she told me that, I was like, well, I'm not going to try to take it this testing window right here. I was literally going to have to take it in the testing window that fell after my contract was up. So technically speaking, I was going to have to get terminated. And then they will probably potentially like hire me back because I passed the exam before the next school year, if that makes sense. So me taking it that next window, like that next 2 weeks or so, my mind wasn't ready to take the exam because I hadn't prepared enough. But I took the exam in June and I didn't pass it. But like I said, in my head, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do nursing. And so it just so happened that during that summer, there was a new law passed or something that allowed me to continue to teach. I don't really know the specifics of it, but anyway, it was passed and it allowed me to teach, or it gave me another year in order to pass that exam. And so I taught for another year, but in the back of my head now, mind you, I'm saying I want to do nursing. I would go to school during the day and I would go to a community like technical college and take the rest of the prerequisites that I needed at night after I got off work for like 2 days out of the week. And I did that for that entire school year. And then in that summer, I also did the same thing. And I had got, and that was it. They gave me a year to pass the exam. So I really wasn't worried about the exam. I really knew that teaching was not something that I wanted to continue. So I kind of, didn't worry about it. So I did all the prerequisites. I did get accepted into a nursing program, like an RN program, because I had finished the prerequisites. But financial aid or something came through really, really late. And I had got a call back from like the district that I worked at. And they said that they could give me like a limited license, which is something that states do only for the district that you previously worked with. If that district really wants you to stay or needs you to stay, they can ask the state to give you like a limited license so that you can continue to teach, but you can't teach anywhere else in that state except for that district until you pass your exam so that you're like fully, licensed to teach in that state. And so once I found out my financial aid was kind of like, sluggish with it. And mind you, I used a lot of my financial aid with my undergraduate degree, and I don't qualify for a lot of the grants and stuff that you would get. So I relied a lot on scholarships, and I hadn't got a decision on the scholarship at the time. And the school district that I worked at approached me and said, hey, would you be willing to come back if we do the limited license option? So of course I said yes. So I went back, and that's currently what I'm doing. ironically, shortly after I said yes to it, I received a full, like, a scholarship that would have paid for my whole, first year of nursing school. So I didn't know that till after the fact, but it also gave me another year to kind of like get my finances in order, because you guys know, like, going into a transitioning, you got to be kind of straight with that, especially if you're going to nursing school. That's like something you don't really want to have at the back of your head. I know financially it's going to be tough for some anyway, especially with my situation, going from a career salary job to having to either work part-time or something like that. So a lot of the bulk of the finances and the burden will be on my husband, and then whatever part-time job I got. So I decided, like, to take the offer and then teach for another year. But I don't know, a light bulb just went off, and I decided, hey, why don't I go and get my CNA license first? So currently, that's what my next process or step is going to be in the transition. So I will start a CNA course in about a week, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. My hope and what I'm planning on doing is to get my CNA license and then land like a job so that I can work while in the RN program. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. So CNA classes and that's coming up. So I'll make sure that I'll post what I'm experiencing, like what are we talking about, certain topics and stuff like that, what clinicals that go with that. So the whole step of the way, I plan on keeping you guys posted and informed about it, and hopefully my process and my route to becoming a nurse helps inspire others. It helps to answer some of the questions that you guys have when you're deciding to switch from one career to the next. If you guys have any questions that you want to you want me to answer, or a topic or something that you guys want me to discuss, I'm open to doing that. Hopefully the more I do this YouTube experience and the whole YouTube process of video editing and everything, it'll get better in the future. So you guys just bear with me. Again, my name is Sherelle, and if you are interested in what I'm talking about, if this is something that you guys are going through, hit the subscribe button. Please comment, please leave any type of questions, like I said, that you have below. But for now, I will keep you guys posted, and welcome to my channel.